This is the story time of how I found out my ex was married. I cannot believe I haven't told this story sooner, but I honestly think I just trauma blocked the fuck out of it out of my mind. Like, it just hit me yesterday. I was like, huh, that motherfucker was married. I totally forgot about that. So I was seeing this guy very on and off. This is my cheating, lying, loser, fucking ex-boyfriend, if you guys remember him from my other story times. In the beginning, we were super on and off because he would lie about dumb fucking things. Like, he lied about his age, and I was like, why the fuck are you lying about your age? Like, dumb shit like that, right? One day we were laying down, we're about to get back together, and I was like, my big thing was like, no more lies. Like, I can't do the fucking lies anymore, so just be honest with me. So we're laying down, and he's like, there's one more thing that I do need to tell you. And I'm like, okay, like, what is it? And he's like, I'm married. Immediately, I'm like, oh, he's fucking kidding. Like, I don't know. Like, that was my first thought. I was like, oh, this is a joke. Like, he's just fucking around with me. So I go, oh my God, thank God you said something, because I just wrapped up my divorce about like 6 months ago. So it's good to know that you've also been married. Because I think we're fucking joking. Because I'm 23 years old. The thought of someone being married is like absolutely insane to me. Especially the man's whose dick I just had in my mouth. Like, there's no way there's a married man in my fucking bed. My ex is like, wait, really? I'm like, yeah, I just signed the divorce papers. You know, it's been like such a rough time. Like, haha, jokes, because it's a joke. Like, he can't be fucking married. And I'm like, he tried to like rob me for all that I have, you know, because like I'm so rich and successful. Like, he just tried to rob the shit out of me, and I don't think I ever want to be married again. It's just like, wow, I had no idea. And I'm like, he's like really, like, why does he believe me? My ex is like, why did I never know this? And I'm like, oh no, like, I'm fucking lying. I was never married. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, wait, are you dead ass married? And he's like, yes, I am. Immediately, I'm like, ew, you gross ass bitch. Like, get out of my bed. Like, that's my first reaction. I'm like, you disgusting motherfucker. You're married in my bed. Get the fuck out of my bed. And he's like, oh my God, it's not like that. Like, I had to get married for my green card. And I'm like, but you're still fucking married. Like, that's weird. Like, I don't know anything about this. So just like, I'm like, get out of my bed. Like, this is fucking weird. And he's like, if anything, I should be mad at you for like lying that you were married. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you gaslighting king. Like, get the fuck out of here. Okay, mine was a joke. I thought this was all jokes. He's like, I'm married. I had to do it for my green card. Like, I'm not even in contact with her. Like, all these things. And I'm like, I don't know this life. So I'm like, what the fuck? Part two, you would think like, oh, Livy, you left his ass after you found out he was married. Like, yeah, you did. No, like, I didn't. I was in my dumb bitch fucking era, but I was just like super uncomfortable by the whole thing, but he just tried to explain it to me. But you guys, imagine me telling my fucking friends and family that my boyfriend is married. I called my best friend and I was like, dude, like, I need to tell you something. Like, Frenchie is fucking married. And she's like, oh my God, thank God you left his crazy ass. And I'm like, wait, about that? No, babes, I didn't. We're actually back together. I'm calling you to let you know we're back together and this motherfucker is married. My best friend's like, Livy, really? And I'm like, can you not be so fucking judgmental? Like, that's a world that we don't even know. Like, neither of us need our green cards. Like, we don't know this world. I'm just getting wildly defensive for like no fucking reason. Just trying to make it seem normal that my ex was fucking married. I call my mom. I let my mom know. One thing about my mom, she'll always be a little too supportive. She's like, Olivia, like, I think that's fine. You know, like, it's a tough world out there. You got to do what you got to do. Like, thank God my mom gets it. But in reality, it's just like Dumb and Dumber at that point. Like, the fuck did she even mean it's a tough world out there? Like, why are we even justifying the fact that this man is married? Why am I still with him? Not even a red flag. That's a red firework to the fucking face. That's like, bitch, get out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stick by his side, like the dumb bitch that I was. Telling my sister was the worst. Like, I didn't really want to tell her for a while. I honestly only told my sister when him and I were on a break, because I was like, okay, if I tell her this, like, I know I can't go back to him after this, because she will be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I tell her, I'm like, yes, is he's married. And she's like, Livy, what the fuck? I'm like, it's for a green card. Like, it's for a green card. You know, we don't know that world. We'll never have to experience that. She's like, I don't give a fuck, Livy. That's weird as shit that he's married. He hid it from you. All these things. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, don't worry, bitch. I'm never going back to him. Skip forward like 2 weeks, I went back to him, and she's like, are you actually mentally fucking ill? Like, you need to go back to therapy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, sorry, you miserable bitch. I'm in love. Like, I'm in love. And she's like, no, you're insane. Like, I told my therapist, she was like, Livy, really? Really? Like, that's a very big red flag. You know, he's lied about other things. How do we know this is not like a real marriage? I'm like, because it's fucking not. Like, we're in love. I did leave him 6 months later. Not because he was married, because he brutally cheated on me, but we all could have seen that one coming with this man being fucking married. That is the story time how I found out my ex was married, and then I had to tell all my friends and family and look like the dumbest bitch in the world.
My girlfriend claims she was taken advantage of at a club by 4 men. Now I don't trust her. I, 20 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 19 female, for 1 year now. She is a very well-accomplished athlete on the world stage, while I am not. After recently competing at a World Championships event in another country, she decided to go out drinking while at a club. I asked her to keep it light earlier in the day in reference to drink responsibly. She has recently admitted to me that she drank more than she should have, to the point that she could not remember what had happened for the first hour or so at the club. The next day, one of her teammates from the country she competed for essentially told her about what had happened that night. She faintly recalls kissing and making out with 4 guys. One of the guys is her teammate from her same college team, one was a roommate for her country's team, and the other 2 were random people from other countries. She claims that 3 of the guys forced themselves onto her, grabbed her, and kissed her. She also claims that one of her teammates intentionally pushed her and another guy together to make out. My girlfriend insists that she did not initiate any on them, and that she tried to break apart from the guys as soon as she could. I believe her and that she was taken advantage of. I believe her that she did not initiate anything. However, she obviously did not take any consideration with me asking her to keep it light on the drinks. I've significantly lost a lot of trust in her, but not all. I don't know what to do. I'm considering giving her a second chance, but if this ever happens again, I know how devastated I would be and how I would feel like an absolute idiot. She has promised me she won't drink away from me until she has earned my trust back. She has promised to not let it happen again. I'm still worried though, because she will be with one of the guys she made out with in foreign countries 2 times in the coming year. She also is almost certainly going to the next Olympics, in which all of those guys will be there as well. Should I forgive her and give her a second chance? Should I forgive her and give her a second chance? If so, how do I regain trust?
Am I wrong for refusing to buy my husband an expensive car even though I have the money? My husband, male 35, and I, female 30, have been married for the past 10 years and we have 5 amazing daughters together. Because of that, I dropped out of college and have been a stay-at-home mom for the past 10 years when we had our eldest daughter. My husband is a breadwinner and I take care of all the chores and childcare. While my husband earns quite a bit of money, which allows us to live comfortably, he is also obsessed with budgeting, thus I typically only have enough for household expenses. For the past 5 years, I have been working on a series of books. I've been writing everywhere I could. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and while I sacrifice a lot of sleep, I have managed to finish my series, unbeknown to my husband. I kept it a secret because he always considered it a waste of time. It was tough, but I managed to get an agent and was incredibly lucky to get a deal and have my series published. I was ecstatic. And when they told me how big my advance would be, I almost fainted. It's much more than I expected for a first-time deal. It's in the higher 5 digits. Damn! I didn't get into book writing shit! I haven't told my husband yet, and I had to borrow money from my sister to get an accountant. Ideally, I want that money saved up should something happen because I honestly don't know the details of our home finances or for our kids' future. Whatever will be needed, plus I would love to have some spending money without asking my husband, Greg. However, Greg found my contract and he is now demanding I get him a new car for Christmas. A very expensive new car which would cost majority of my advance. I politely refused, saying that he didn't need a car that expensive and that money was supposed to be saved up. I tried to explain my position, but he wouldn't have it. He basically called me an asshole without actually using the word. He said that because he supported me all these years, I owe him. And without him and his money, I wouldn't be where I am now. Oh my god. Hello, she has been staying home raising your 5 kids. That shit is way, way harder than any job you can do from 9 to 5. Don't even, ew, the fact that he even says that says a lot about his character, and I really don't like that. It makes me, ugh, if he said that, ugh. He's told me that I either buy him a car or I have to start paying for household expenses half and half. Okay, does that mean he's gonna take care of the kids and do all of the household chores and stuff half and half? That's how it works, right? Because now you're bringing in income, you have to cut the parent roles in half too. So he needs to be wiping asses on the kids, taking care of them, dropping off to school and such, right? If that's how it's gonna work. It's not just in the bills. The thing is, I would still be a stay-at-home mom. I don't know if my book will be a success. For all I know, this will be the only money I will ever get from my book deal because it'll flop. I don't like him. I know you have 5 kids with him, but like I really don't like him. And the fact that he said all of these things to you shows his character, and he is not a man. I don't like it. A real man would be so happy for you and be like, wow, babe, good for you. My hard work. Look at my babe. She's a book writer. Look at her. Like, he should be like, you know what? You've worked hard. You did all this and raised 5 kids.
I'm an asshole for sleeping with one of my new friend's husbands. It sounds bad, I know, but please just hear me out. I made a new friend at work a month or two ago. I'm single and I hook up with some guys every now and then. I was on a dating app and I saw him and I had no idea it was her husband. Well, we hook up basically after a day of talking and he didn't even mention her, didn't have a ring or anything. I literally had no idea. Well, my company decided to host a little party and a lot of people brought their significant others. And when I looked over my shoulder, I saw my new friend from work and her husband, which was the guy that I hooked up with. I immediately started panicking and felt awful. I didn't say anything to her that night. I kind of ignored her and he definitely recognized me because he also tried to avoid eye contact with me. The next week, I was able to pull my friend aside and I told her what happened and she got really upset with me, saying how dare I sleep with her husband that I've had to know. I asked her what she's gonna do and I apologized and she said that she no longer can be my friend and that I'm